Thanks for joining us. Okay. Yeah, I have to get up early tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, right. Just another day on the world, apparently. Zeta Gray technology world is basically going to the Zeta or Zeta Reticuli energy. Why? Because just kind of give a different perspective. I realize many in the high vibrational love and light community probably don't want anything to do with them because, and then they say the world's going to get to a higher vibration. How's that going to do that if you don't? If you're, you have to kind of be open to everybody. So everybody has a seat here. That's why it's going to take like a few thousand years for this world, or never 10,000 years, maybe longer for this world to hit a higher peak. The Zetas are interesting. They're always ones that are being seen and everything, or maybe not anymore, but in the past they were. So going with some of those energies, because they're kind of like our cousins. Of course, you have the feline people. You have, I guess they're all kind of our cousins when it comes down to it. But the Zetas is like when everything goes wrong. Yeah, they mess up a lot, and it shows. So, and also Matthew McConaughey, This Art of Living. So it's more, I'm just doing this. That was submitted through the site through ET Origins. I'm just going to disconnect to the energy of it. I guess it's a career change for him, I guess. I mean, he's had a lot of good things come to him. And so he wants to share it with others where others didn't have anything like that. So that's a good thing. It might be going to more of a televangelist energy, but I don't think he's going that far into it. But it seems to be all right. I can't watch only so much of that. So we'll see where that goes. And then there's positive and materialistic. So those that are really in love with the love and light energies, and they're also very positive and materialistic. And that's a little bit, and then they become judgmental, and it has a lot of other, and that's, you see this high vibrational movement we're going through, but there's other lines to it. It's like having this, this attractive way of living and all. That's great and everything, but, it doesn't really connect you to the non-physical world, really. It's kind of like a block. And many that are like spiritual teachers dive right into that world. And nice boats, nice cars, whatever. Nice whatever. So, yeah, have fun with that one. Yeah, it's very judgmental energy, actually. Like I'm living here and telling me I need to get out more. It's like I've been out there. I've seen whatever. It's like whatever. Some people, they want you to live their life, I guess. They have materialism. They have IKEA furniture everywhere. They want you to be like them. So eventually I'm going to put some announcements for a channel change everything, or just be on my way. But it hasn't come to that yet. So eventually I'll have announcements. I don't know whenever things start to kick in gear. It's going to be a wrecking ball for some, but things have to change eventually. And that's in everything I'm doing here. So take it while you can get it. It's positive materialism energy. Because it is kind of like a roadblock for some. But I feel like that's like you made it in life. You have the relationship, you have a home, you have all these pretty things, and you'll probably have another incarnation here too, depending on the situation there. If you can just leave all that stuff and go into the spirit realm, that's cool. But I don't know. Some are focused on material, like the material gives them a reason to live and all that. So interesting. It's not how you fight the war here, because the war here, the beings that are doing all this want you to be, positive and materialistic. The beings that manipulate this reality. So gotta love it. Yeah, because some people can't manifest for the life of them. It might not be a bad thing. Like materially, maybe that's a good thing. I can't do it. Because many can, but then they're kind of trapped here in the physical and they're going to be here forever. And what if you want to go? I mean, if you want to evolve, materialism is not the way to go. I mean, it's nice to have nice things, I guess, but those things become you and all that, and you get trapped here. So, just another perspective. Yeah. So the Matthew McConaughey energy, just tapping into that, just to give a different perspective, and maybe somebody get something out of it. Maybe need that kind of positive overkill, but it is putting a good vibe out there. I don't have time to go into that too much, but it was something different. Kind of running out of topics, basically. Yeah, tell me about it. Kind of beating everything to death at this point. All right. We have Amazon.com, my private sessions. Oops, maybe. Scheduler. I have a shop here. Webinar tomorrow. Social network behind the scenes. Archive, and then you can post a suggestion. I might do it. I might not. I can't go hunting down for some of this stuff. It's nice if you want me to look into something. It's good to have some idea what I'm looking into, because it's just vague. Like, what was it? I forgot what it was. Anyway, it wasn't here. Anyway. Okay. Okay, right. We're going to the Zetas. Oh yeah, the Zeta energies for it's basically they got pulled in tech. I mean, there's different versions of them. But they're very common. Yeah, they come here, poke you with some kind of abduct you, and that gets kind of old. I mean, I don't know how many abductions are going on. They're not gonna. I mean, they can say whatever they want, but we don't really know. But yeah, they're pretty much our part of our family unit here. Some of them have autism. Some of them can use their mental powers very powerful, but they can't really connect with others. That's not always a bad thing. I mean, they just become sensitive. They know when they're being manipulated, stuff like that, so they can pick up on things that other people can't pick up on. So, yeah. So, I think there was something else about them. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So, okay. All right. We're going to Zetas, the art of living, and the positive and materialism, the trappings of that. So, all right. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Zetas. Yes, we're a different energy than you, the human, of course. Yes, you can say we're a different perspective of just basically living the life of the extreme, with not just technology, but just life in general. We do push ourselves to our limits, as you can see when you see our species, and many do incarnate our species out of curiosity. Yes, if you want to become better at technology and understand it, but as you can see, many have a human incarnation. It's like think of technology as a lifeline. It gives you an identity, but you incarnate as a human, but then on your world, then you can easily get lost. It's like technology is like your identity for some level, but can you get through this storm called life? Because many do get assembled into it. You can say you can have one incarnation and that be enough, and you can move on. But others get lost into the cycle, create karma, and so it's kind of like technology is kind of like a surfboard. Well, you could come in with different themes. You come in with nature, and those that are very in love with nature can usually survive this world better than others. But then again, they can love nature more than humanity, which I believe some of you have run into that, or some of them are actually living that right now. So that's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. So that's why they keep coming back to eventually accept humanity's energy, because there are people that are in love with the tree people, and they see what humanity is doing to nature, and they just despise humanity even more and more. When the idea is to become a little bit more loving or a lot more loving. So it's just there's some other layers to that. Some come in for cooking, for food, and that's just the energy to connect to the energy of the earth. Of course, some of them overdo it, and they're just basically down. I mean, it's an anchor to this reality. So, but as for the Zeta perspective, no alien species is perfect. All of them have their drawbacks. Like Palladium beings get very addicted to sexuality and can't seem to get away from it. They get addicted to drugs also. Andromedans, the same thing. They can get addicted to music, you can say, but also addicted to drugs and other relationship trappings and get locked in for this world for quite some time. Zetas are, yes, we're not, yeah, we're like technology junkies. We're also involved with the atomic bomb being that created. So, we have our issues because we do that many times on our world. So if you want to create an atomic bomb, just incarnate with us. Doesn't mean you have to bring that to your world, but some do. They have that knowledge back of their minds. Like, oh, I remember how to do that. It's some things you just know how to do. Yes, how to build a spaceship, how to build even a car, a vehicle. Some Arcturians can do that, but basically your Zetas are your auto mechanics. You can have some version of it. Now, Palladians also learn how to fix vehicles and technology. Also, Syrians are very similar to the Zetas, whereas the Syrians can be very technology oriented, but they can also have that human element where they can find some kind of balance, try to at least, but a lot of them are very socially awkward for various different reasons. Wants to create a pyramid, wants to build ancient technologies because they probably remember they've done that in previous lifetimes. So this gives you a different perspective on all levels. Those that are spiritual teachers that look like they're deities, most likely they have been worshipped here at one time, some of them. So they come off as, they're wearing even the clothes of a deity and all of that. They're just, there are probably statues of maybe little ones here and there. During the time of the Greeks, many of them manipulated society. And that was, for the time, it made sense because humans need to find some kind of religion, something to get their minds off of their lives because they're very confused. So religion was like a community, a manipulation, but also just a way of coping with life. And now you see that with the alien groups, and yes, many are getting lost into that. So there is always a sense of lostness on this world. Now you can't find yourself and find some kind of balance because it's like one wrong turn and you have another incarnation here. Yes, for some, you'll know that when you get to an older age, you'll know if you're going to come back here or not. Some of you feel like you get an older age, it's like, okay, I think I accomplished everything I need to. It's like if you feel, like you need to clear out a belief system, it will help you don't have to have another incarnation. But if you're very stubborn, hold on to that belief system, it can't bring you back here. Well, let's put it this way: you can't leave this world and not come back, but you'll feel the hindrance. It's like you're not done with this place, and it can hold on to you for quite some time. You can put it, you can shelve it for a while, but you still feel like, oh, I'm not done with that world, am I? So, or you have to go to worlds that are similar to this one. So, blessings. Green sea, consciousness of the art of living. We also have the consciousness of Matthew McConaughey. It's a certain level. There's some of him. Well, basically, there's a little bit of a Jehovah's Witness, their energy there with him. But he is there to share his energy. He's had a lot of goodwill happen to him in his previous life. So the idea is to share it with others. It can be kind of overkill. It can turn people off also because it's very much kind of like a religious figure, which that was at some level. Some find that because it's about energy exchange. But it can be kind of like reliant on my energy. I'm here to heighten your frequency. I'm now cocaine. So some that are putting out the vibrations on these spiritual groups are just, and they're just, drugs. Well, I just want to connect to their message. And you're not really listening to, maybe you're listening to the message, but just feeling the vibe from it. So people are drugs. And some are, yes, some people are candy cane energies. It goes on psychedelic frequencies. So you see that in religions. Now, religion is also interesting because some people are pulled into religion are actually trying to unlock those trappings. To unlock, there's, because you had family units that kind of ingrained into your family throughout previous lifetimes. And so it's like you're kind of freeing yourself from the religion, so you can free yourself from this planet. Because many do incarnate. Well, because humans feel like they're bad and all that. So they just continue to incarnate here because they feel like they're just such a terrible person, which is unfortunate, but that's where the soul needs to be at that time. It's up to them if they want to release that. But many are kind of enslaved to it. Yes, there are spiritual groups that are manipulating, yes, for happily to manipulate the crowds and see if any of them catch on to it. They literally make it obvious that they're massive manipulators. Doesn't mean they have the huge biggest groups. Some have very small groups, but some humans don't care. Once again, it's the vibration about it, and it's like a comfort zone. And some do have like a religious background to it. To a certain level. Yes, you add that with religious flavor there. Yes, connecting to the God that created, yes, this kind of a prison world or a prison world. So it's like, and many humans feel devoted to the project. This is an experiment, you can say. You can call it whatever you want. But it's basically, it's an invention, the world itself. Mother Earth became a part of it to protect others, actually, to help them free themselves from this planet. Not to judge. Now, she had to go through her own judgment. She was judging herself for a long time, actually. So she just, you can say there's different ways of looking at Mother Earth. A lot of it's just, she saw what humans are going through, the challenges they put themselves through, and she wanted to go through it too. She thought she could handle it, and she couldn't. So she's going through what humans are going through at our own level, and some of you can probably feel that. And it's probably too much. It's not just she's not just going through what humans are going through. She's going through her own, people going through their challenges. She puts that into her energy field and goes through those challenges herself. Can she accomplish this? No. So I don't think like Mother Earth is like this higher dimensional being. It's like, oh, we'll never have those problems happen. No, she can't even get her way self out of this. So others might put Mother Earth on a pedestal, and that's fine. But eventually those glasses come off, and it's basically, as you go more into the inner core of this reality, you see that there's some things that not even this God source energy wants to reveal about himself right now. And it is a he and she, but it's mostly a male frequency though. Suppressive energy, it depends on how you look at it. It's one that wants you to like his product, his world. Well, it doesn't mean you have to like it, but you'd much rather you like it. It makes it easier for him. But this is his masterpiece. Obviously, some of you think differently of that. And you will see God eventually differently. Many of you will. And some of you are already doing it, but not enough are doing it to really. And that will help you break out of all of this. And the world goes into, well, first off, it solves its problems. It has to solve its problems for it to go into higher frequency. Because it has to become more simple. That's Grace you with that Archangel Consciousness. Uh, yes, there is a materialism energy to that. Basically, Archangel energies have to walk into your Earth's frequency, always into the Archon that created the physical reality. But there's differences between that and yes, and becoming a materialistic. It's like understanding materialism, but not to have it possess you. And many that are becoming more higher frequency are going to the trappings of this world has many traps. It traps you at a lower frequency, like you have yourself thrown in jail, you like eating dirt, and just learn to love it. But then you get to a level of higher dimensional thing. Well, that's something positive thinking, nice things, nice objects. You look even the person even looks nice sometimes, as like a postcard. And you become it's like they start caring what other people think. And they wanted to put this energy of kind of like, what do you call it, the Joneses, you call it on your world, you're meeting the Jones, it's like a certain frequency. Yeah, they just want to feel like they're like like aliens want to feel like they're normal by having nice things. They look somewhat normal. They're actually becoming more alien, but they don't want anybody to know. But yes, they can lose their direction by becoming more too materialistic. Like some of you, that's why some of you come here, to become raw, to become not to hold back, to say what's on their mind, to not be pulled up into the bullshit, as they say. As some of you have connected to the spirit and saw that the spirit can be very straightforward with you, but not trying to be malicious, but just kind of because many here, even in the spirit world, can get lost. Yes, you can be in the spirit realm and have no idea what you're doing. So you come to a world like this, and you still can't find you. Actually, they can help others become lost, depending on how powerful you are in that level. So, at least you're with good company. Materialism, yes, can be another trap. Now, some of you might have nice things, just just decent, but it doesn't own you. But others let it own them, and they don't always know what's happening. It's kind of like being an alcoholic. So you have alcoholism, you have foodism, too much food, or too much. You have too much of anything. You have too much materialism. Now, being material, there's phases of it. Yeah, you can have materialism, but if it all burns down, you don't care. The things that you do need will survive. Like if it's something really valuable, like your identity. If your identity goes up in the fire, I guess that means now it's time for a new identity. Well, you'll still get your old papers back, but most likely you changed. So it's just but materialism, as some of you have seen, those that are higher frequency, as they call themselves high frequency, but they have a lot of nice things, and some of them are becoming those things. And maybe when they incarnate, they might be a nice desk, might be a nice table, furniture. You'd be surprised. So you're actually seeing their next incarnation. I want you to have these nice things too. I can't let it go. But it can be another obsession. It's just not diagnosed that, not publicly. You hear about drugs, you hear about abuse on all different levels. But materialism is another one. Now, you can live in a big house all day long, that's fine. But some do become that house. Yeah, you become, and that's not always a bad thing. It's up to you. But yes, this is why ghosts, after they pass over, they just fly back over to their house, and now they're haunting. They're still living there. They have all the material possessions there. It's like they never left. So to give you one aspect of it. Well, the other thing about the ghost energies, yeah, is if family members are having an argument and then one of them passes away during that argument, but they're still arguing as a ghost being. Sometimes that happens, not all, but it does occur frequent. But humans here are not fully grasping that yet. Well, basically, eventually, your human population will start to look at spiritualism instead of being afraid of it or just some kind of, paranoia. They'll start to accept it, and it doesn't mean they have to believe it, but become more, because most don't even know this stuff even exists. They go to church and they don't talk to you about ghosts. They don't tell you about anything. Tell you about the archangels. They don't even tell you about that. They tell you about nothing really. They tell you that come back next week, and keep we'll just keep your soul in check. Not all churches are like that, but some are. Some churches actually want you to evolve with each other. Actually, they actually connect to your collective, and you just have something to talk about. We're just talking about the Bible for some bizarre reason. It's probably better things. You're probably better off talking about football or some kind of sports than this whole Bible thing. I think it's 2,000 years old. Get over it. It's like they'd rather just talk about something more fun. But either way, that's one way of it's some. Yes, many there are part of the religions. I believe many of you know this already. That are holding on because they've been in the Bible some form or another, or been through the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, or 1100s, whatever, and been influenced by it. And yeah, they can't release that fractal. But they're trying to find a way of doing it, but there's a bit of a lost energy there. So that's why it's still kind of an influence. But now, yes, you're going more to the alien directions, which is a new wave of lost, as some of you are noticing. It doesn't mean you have to be trapped into that, though.